Good evening. Welcome to Reverse De-Evolution. I'm Carol Turquoise, and I want to read you a hypothetical question. It's about love. Yeah, Saturday night. It's about love, and tonight's module and principle are leisure and enjoyment, and compersion, happiness for others. Welcome to my process of Turquoise 6. I asked Gemini a question this morning, and I'm going to just read it to you, and maybe we'll discuss it. Maybe I'll discuss it after I've read it. You can save your questions for the comments, and maybe I can answer them in the comments if they're respectful and on topic. All right, here we go. I'm not a therapist or a doctor or a clergy or any professional. I share my own experience, and I like to share the questions that I ask, and hopefully that'll help answer some of your questions you might be having out there, especially questions about relationships and love. See, I asked this question. I had an experience, and I didn't know if it was something wrong with me or just something curious. But I went to AI mode and I asked this question. Very much like I ask questions, like I asked a question the other day about the Deltans on Star Trek. I'm going to share about an experience I had in real life this time, but it's interesting. It's about how the body responds to love in a more accurate way than the mind does. Our mind likes to mess with us. Our mind gets told a lot of stuff that may or may not be true. We're continually overthinking and wondering if people are right or if we're right. But the body doesn't lie. That reminds me of Gabor Mate and Eckhart Tolle. It reminds me of the body doesn't lie. But we were trained all our lives, especially if we live in America and other Western cultures, we were trained to ignore our bodies. In fact, we were told that our bodies were bad. We're either fat, or we're too horny, or we're too ugly, or we're too hungry, or we're too whatever, too tired. But our body does not lie when we're dealing with stuff in our lives that are hard to deal with. And one of the things that's so hard to deal with centrally in our society is love, is romantic love. I'm treating Gemini like Dear Abby. Like how remember back in my day, I'm Generation X. I was born in 1967, and the people before me, the baby boomers and World War II's, Great Depression, there was Dear Abby. In fact, there was a song by Robert Prine. He died of COVID, by the way. He had a song, Dear Abby, and my uncle was always playing that on the record player. Yeah, back in my day. So instead of Dear Abby now, I have Gemini. We have AI now to answer questions that we used to ask Dear Abby in the newspaper, and we used to read it on the weekend or whatever day of the week that it came out in the newspaper. Anyway, Dear Abby, Dear Gemini, I had my boyfriend over today. I can't choose between him and a couple of others I'm dating. I asked a question basically that I asked a long time ago. I didn't go to Dear Abby. Oh, stop explaining, Carol, and just read. I'm dating. Each respective man I had over tried to hold my hand on the couch. Respective experiences. The other two, I pulled my hand away or felt uncomfortable, and I didn't know why. The one I'm having over right now, he took my hand, but I did not pull away. Why didn't I pull away? What is it about this person? Right? I didn't pull away. I love, I've got chemistry, feelings. I've caught feelings for all of them I'm dating. I'm just checking them out. So what is it about this person? And I thought I didn't like love. I thought love was, how come I like this person? And I guess I had a lot of stuff in my mind. This person is good looking, but he doesn't grab me like the other two men. So what is going on here? Okay, so Abby AI Abby responds and says, "It sounds like your body is giving you a much clearer answer than your head is right now." Boo. Even if you don't feel like you're in love in the traditional dramatic sense, your physical reaction suggests a level of safety and connection with this person that you don't have with the others. Safety and connection. Ooh. Here is why you might be reacting this way. Nervous system safety. When you pull away from the others, yeah, that's the big trend, the nervous system. It used to be biochemical imbalances. It used to be neurochemical imbalances. Now it's the nervous system. Okay. When you pull away from the others, your nervous system is signaling discomfort or a lack of trust. Yeah, maybe I was. You know, one of the guys, he was pushy with me all the time, and the other one was cold. The other one played, psychological games with me. Hello. I guess my body hated those men, even though my mind didn't. Not pulling away indicates that your body perceives this specific person as safe and non-threatening, allowing you to relax. Yeah, I do feel comfortable with this guy. I didn't just like him. I thought he was cool. I thought he got me, The power of oxytocin. Oxytocin is a hormone which naturally reduces stress and increases feelings of security and belonging. You might be liking the physiological calm he provides rather than a romantic ideal. I had romantic feelings for him, but I also like being around him. He's safe. Physical touch, like holding hands, triggers the release of oxytocin. And oxytocin, you get that same feeling when you have a baby, or when you make love. Yeah, when you feel safe, and when you're comfortable, when you have that rest and digest thing, not the fight or flight. Attachment style. You mentioned thinking you didn't like love. This could be related to an avoidant attachment style where emotional intimacy feels overwhelming or gross. If you're comfortable with this man's touch, and he doesn't gross me out, the other two kind of do. It may be because he is responsive to your needs in a way that doesn't trigger your usual flight response. Yeah, I don't feel like this man just sees me as a woman. This person sees me as a person. And then the other one, he doesn't even really see me at all as a woman. He was more like a situationship type where he wanted to have friends with benefits. And that, I thought that was really gross. So it's like, there's one guy who can't keep his hands off me. There's another guy that plays games. Well, hello. If your body is in tune, if your body's attuned, if your body doesn't lie, your body is going to hate people's behavior when people behave like that. The third one, you're going to go, yeah, I want to hold your hand. You're cool. I like you. I feel safe with you. Bring it on. Intuitive filtering. Your physical boundary is acting as a natural filter. If you felt uncomfortable with the other two, it's a sign of unresolved tension or a lack of genuine chemistry with them. What this means for your choice. You don't have to be head over heels to recognize that one person makes you feel safe while others make you feel guarded. Okay, so that was interesting. Nothing was wrong. Nothing's wrong with you if you feel more comfortable with one person. I just hope you're in love with them. I was in love with, but he was also dating, and eventually he moved on to get married. And the other two, God knows where they are now. I'm still friends with the one, so that's telling. Anyway, hope you're having a good weekend.